All right, rewind. All right, everybody, let's get this party started. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. First time doing the Toastmaster role, so I'll try not to get too off the rails with it. Welcome. It's honestly kind of a nice day with all the sun. It's nice to have some clouds coming in. I just got done doing a sunrise hike, so I apologize for my appearance. Thank you.
Savage.
I definitely look like I came from the mountains today. With that, let's go ahead and get started. I will start by bringing up the joke master, who is Kim Chen. If you'd like to bring a little levity to it.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmaster, and a couple honored guests we have here. One to be new members soon. I have a couple jokes. The first joke is called One Man Band. I've got some symbols for my one-man band act. Now my trousers clash. That was not a good one. All right, we'll go to the glue truck. A truckload of glue crashed on the highway. Traffic was stuck for hours. That one's an easy one to catch. I'll throw in a third one because the first one wasn't that great. Stick a gun. I argued with someone in a shop who was using the sticker gun. Now I got a price on my head.
That was Kim Chen with some jokes. Thank you, Kim. And actually, I've got one or two. I wasn't sure if Toastmaster just kind of automatically takes it. So are you all familiar with anti-jokes at all?
Yeah.
All right, well, I've got some good ones here for you. What happened to the lost boy when he arrived home?
He's lost.
He was no longer lost. What do you call a teacher who gives out too much homework? Horrible. All right, and I'll end with one more. What's red and bad for your teeth?
Fire trucks.
Close.
It's actually pretty good.
A brick. All right, and then on that note, we'll go ahead and get started. I'll start by introducing the roles. Buffy, I believe you are timer today. Would you like to come up and introduce?
Yes. Toastmaster. Greetings, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. I'm not sure. Is Andrew? Are you an honored guest, or are you
No.
He's an honored guest? Okay. Just want to make sure I'm getting it all correct. As timer, I will time the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker to the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. I will tell you that I will use the correct timing device so that everybody gets the right kind of timing. Table topics are 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I raise the green card. 2 minutes, or at 1 minute 30. 1 minute 30, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, raise the red card, which means you bring your speech to a gentle stop. These speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. Icebreaker, we do have an icebreaker today. 4 to 6 minutes, 4 minutes green card, 5 minutes yellow card, 6 minutes red card. Other speeches, we aren't having any other speeches today. We will be doing individual evaluations, should be 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes green, 2 minutes and a half yellow, and 3 minutes red card. And that is all I have today. Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Buffy. Next, I will be calling up the grammarian to describe the role, who I believe is Justin. Justin, you want to tell us about the grammarian?
Of course, I'd love to. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. My role as the grammarian is to look for word usage and note any awkward misuse or spectacular use of the English language. I'll also know any words used for filler words such as well, but, and the like. And I will document that and give my report at the end. I will also introduce the word of the day and keep track of that for everybody to earn bonus points. The word of the day is candor.
Oh,
Candor refers to the quality of being open, sincere, and honest. Sample sentence: during the interview, the comedian spoke with candor about the nervousness she feels every time she takes a stage.
right.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. You have something, Andrew?
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate candidly explaining the word of the day, Justin. Gotta make sure I get that out of the way, so I don't have to worry about it now. Next, I will call up the role of the table topics master, which is Sarah today. Sarah, do you want to come up and just explain the table topics?
Sure.
All right.
So, table,
You want to, and if you need, I believe there's a script in there.
yeah.
Sweet.
Don't forget to do your fist bump.
Oh,
Oh, right.
okay.
The most important part.
Let's see, so,
Sarah, come up to the
Step up to the
lectern.
podium.
Step up to the lectern, Sarah. There you go.
Should be the very top. The very top should give the description.
You just have to read this part right here.
oh, okay. Uh, this. Wait. This one for touch.
Did I give you the wrong
Oh.
one?
Let me find that for you.
You're like, I'm not, it's not
This
what
is
I'm
not,
supposed to say.
this is not the one.
Yeah, here you go. So you just gotta read the little
Yeah,
blurb at the
Okay,
top.
cool, thanks. The greetings, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. The purpose of the table topics is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I will introduce the topic and call on speakers who will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject.
Hey,
Thank you, Sarah. I'm sure we all look forward to some candid table topics coming up here.
mhm.
All right, I will call the last role today, which is the general evaluator, who actually doesn't look like we have a general evaluator. Oh, Kim? All right, Kim, would you like to come up and explain the role of the general evaluator?
Thank you again, Mr. Toastmasters, honored fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. As the role of the general evaluator, my role is to evaluate the overall running of the meeting. I'll do my report later after the meeting, close to the end of the meeting. I'll also call up individual roles to give out reports. For example, the timer will give a report and the grammarian will give the report. And I will also evaluate the evaluator. And I think that covers all of my role as the GE. Turn it back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Kim. All right, with the introductions out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the meeting. We'll go ahead and start with our first and only speech, who will be Sean today, who will be giving his icebreaker. But first, I will hand it over to Kathy, who will be introducing Sean. If you'd like to go ahead and introduce the speech to the group today.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I am excited to hear as we all, maybe candidly, are ready to hear Sean's speech. It is an icebreaker, which means he's going to break the ice and share a little bit of his story. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you, Kathy. You Toastmaster. Here a second, hold on. It's cold in here, so I'm not nervous. I swear I'm just chilling. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, this is my icebreaker speech. I had a lot of time to think about how I wanted to present myself to you all. Looking back and deciding which pieces of my puzzle to express was a little difficult. It wasn't as difficult as it was a decade ago when I first was in Toastmasters, so I'm gonna try and be as succinct as I can. We're gonna start with the end for right now, who I am. I'm here, like you all are. We're here to improve our speeches, we're here to improve our leadership, and we're here to become better people. And I think that that part of this Toastmasters club is perfect. Going back to the beginning for me, like all icebreakers, born in Navy brats, had a father who did 35 years in the military. Was actually born in Tacoma and spent the most of my childhood in Silverdale, Bangor. Normal kid, family of 6 kids. I was the oldest, so a lot of responsibilities were put onto me. I was the entertainer. I was the guy that kept people happy and on the straight and narrow. College was in Ellensburg. I did 4 years and had a safety and health management major after that was said and done. And from there, I like to think I'm like the author of Brian Jacques, who was a part of the Redwall series. Bunch of animals fighting and great descriptions of food. Awesome series if you guys ever want to try a new one. He had a very checkered past and he had a lot of different jobs. In the same way, a lot of my stuff was in the service industry. My first job was a dietary aide for a retirement home. Worked for Pizza Hut quite a bit. CSR back when they needed CSRs, customer service reps. Bartending, dealing cards during college. That was probably the most social, getting me out of my bubble experience I ever had, because you're the dealer of a card table. You've got people just literally staring at you, and you have to be the entertainer while they're losing their money 50% of the time. Safety director, safety manager. Worked in the oil fields for a while. Was a safety guy out there, learned how to run a rig. And that was where probably the biggest, no, the biggest moment of my life was out there. Was involved in a horrific car accident, which was it was 2013 of February. And the thing about horrific car accidents that they don't tell you is it takes about a decade to recover. Physically, you can get back on your feet. I was able to get back on my feet after a year, but the mental aspect of it took a lot of time, took about a decade. We're about 12 years out now. Took me a little longer than a decade, took me about 11 and a half. And during that time, I had ups and downs, very, very high ups, very, very high downs. Like I mentioned earlier, I was a director of safety, I was a manager of safety, I was delivering pizzas. I did a lot of different stuff in that 10 years trying to get my head back in the game. Which leads me to here. My head is back. I have found myself and I went through my trials, my tribulations. And that's not to say that I am not going to see those trials and tribulations now. However, we're at a breathing point. We're at a place where all of my systems are in place. I work for myself doing appliance repair. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. It's got to the point where I'm comfortable in the role now, so everything is very easy as far as working for myself, knowing how to diagnose appliances and doing all the back end stuff, which is literally about 30% of the job. Is just customer interaction, booking and invoicing and parts ordering. I've got that down. I've got a wonderful son. He is 3 years old. He is the light of my life. He's the only thing I worry about in this world. And that says a lot because he is healthy and happy. He's beautiful. And everything else is just cake at this point. Going back, did my trials, did my bad stuff. And we're here now, orating, learning about rhetoric. I want to be somebody that can speak, and that's what I'm here for. I also want to be somebody who is calm. So we're doing a lot of belly breaths. We're doing a lot of pelvic floor releasing. So we can get better at speaking to be fun. Thank you all very much for listening to my icebreaker. Hope that was as riveting or like candor. No, candor. Let's do that. Thank you guys very much. I could, but might bore you guys.
Tabletop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Once.
Well, thank you, Sean. That was an excellent icebreaker. That's good to know that it takes about 10 years to recover from a car wreck.
Yeah.
I'm coming up on a year from my big crazy one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely changes your perspective a little bit. I was
Yeah,
thinking
okay,
I was
that was-
invincible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought going from feeling invincible to then being in a helicopter. But anyway, we'll get moving along. Looks like we have table topics next. Sarah, would you like to come up?
Sure.
And if you don't, we also have the cards if you're.
I have a table.
Ooh,
Oh, perfect.
nice.
Okay, so, I guess. So, okay, so table topics for today is what is the most spontaneous thing you've done? And so, I guess I'll do the honors of going first. The most spontaneous thing that I've done, or I think was, when I spontaneously decided to study abroad. So how this started about, studied abroad, so, let's see, I went to Guatemala, so long story short, I guess, I went to Guatemala for a month with, let's see, 14 other students in, 14 other students in the communication sciences and disorders major, and the professor and a speaker and essentially another speech pathologist. I probably wouldn't have decided to go on this if my friend who was also in my major, undergrad major, and coincidentally it's like had up until throughout college, had several classes together, entirely several of them entirely random, because we don't talk about like the core majors. It's like some orders. It's like I had. I'm going off topic. Okay, and yeah, I guess that's it.
Hey, Sarah, you actually stay up there,
Oh.
just, and then ask if anybody wants to volunteer.
Oh, right. Does anyone want to volunteer?
Go.
Yeah.
Kathy.
Thank you, Madam. Oh,
Go ahead, Kathy.
I think she was volunteering also.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, he probably didn't see me. I was out of the picture there in
Oh,
Hillmont.
okay.
She saw
Yeah.
me on the side. Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmaster. What is the most spontaneous thing that I have ever done? Is to be candid, but that's not the word. It's candor, so I can't reuse that. It started before I got married. It happened when we were in Vegas. It was for my bachelor party. Some of us decided to get together, and of course, we do all the bachelor things, went and drank and drank and drank and walk on the strip and drink some more. We did this for 2 days, 2 nights. And then the night before we had to come back home, my friends were like, hey, let's do skydiving tomorrow. And I was like, not properly thinking properly, and said, yes, let's go do that tomorrow morning. So the next morning, we signed up. We sat there. Most of us were probably still inebriated. And we went and listened to the safety requirements and pretty much signed a bunch of liability forms. I remember texting my future wife to be that we decided we were going to jump out of an airplane. And of course we did. And thank goodness we survived. Which is why I'm here today. But that was one of the most spontaneous things we ever did that I can remember. That was exciting. Back to you, Matt.
Sarah, do you want to go up, and I think Kathy will go next?
Wait, I have.
You're still introducing table topics.
Oh.
Yeah, you just,
Just keep doing it until we run out of time.
Kim, that was a very interesting, very entertaining table topic. Thank you for sharing. See anyone any other volunteers? Kathy.
thank you. Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. Say the most spontaneous thing I ever did was after graduating from college and being in ROTC, having a guaranteed reserve forces duty contract, saying I would never go on active duty. Within 30 days of graduating, I raised my hand and I took the oath and said, I do to my husband, and I said, I do to the military, and I said, I do to deployment. I did 3 I do's in a matter of 30 days. And it was scary, yet it was necessary in my mind, was necessary, candorly speaking. I thought I had no other choice because graduating, I had no income. With ROTC, I had a little income every month. My parents pretty much cut me off. I had an abundance of not scholarships, student loan debt. So I fell in love and I took a leap of faith, joined the military, and went to Germany as my first duty station. As a 21-year-old captain in charge of people who were old enough to be my grandfather, it was very scary. Yet I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It helped shape me and grow me into who I am today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Let's see, is there, any other volunteers? Buffy or
You
can go
ahead if you want, Buffy.
Thank you. Would you time me?
I will, yes.
Thank you. Greetings to all of you Toastmasters and honored guests. Start off perfectly with an get it out of the way. I had this reaction to the question, which was, how can I pick? They're all spontaneous. I have lived an entirely spontaneous life. I have wrote my biography during the class I took. It was actually my the thing people read at your eulogy, and it was a poem about called She Leapt. I just leapt from life to life to life, from experience to experience to experience. I never really considered the what could happen. I just said, yes, this is exactly what I want to do, without clear view. So I leapt my life. I have been spontaneous my whole life. Today, I know that it is spirit moving up and through me. I trust my guidance implicitly. I don't enlist or enroll in things hugely, but I do say yes to what I can say resonates within me. So I am trusting always in my guidance. And that's plenty. That I appreciate the opportunity to hear what other people have leapt into or out of, airplanes included. But in all candor, I am a complete fanatic for the impulse and spontaneity. With that, I have complete.
No.
Thank you, Buffy. That was a very spontaneous table topics.
Yes.
And very don't remember where I was going to go with that, but it probably also had another spontaneous thing. See anyone, Justin?
Will.
Well, okay, well.
Close enough.
All right.
Sorry, I'm still not. That's okay.
And this is
That's fine.
Not
I can be
turn.
Justin now. I'll respond to Justin.
just in case.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So the most spontaneous thing I've done is probably when I took my road trip for 6 months. I was working for my dad's financial company at the time, and it was good money, but not something I was passionate about. And I didn't want to live in Ohio all my life, which if you've been there, you'd understand why. Can only take so many cornfields. So what happened was, with about a week of decision, I decided to quit my job and then grab some friends and just travel the country. Like I said, for 6 months, trying to find places that we might be interested in living eventually, which is actually how I found Washington. That was near the end after I had totaled my car. Word for the wise, don't take a Prius off-roading because it won't make it. It didn't survive Schneebly Hill in Arizona, but that's all right. So yeah, I traveled the country for 6 months, and after that, I had a list of here in Salt Lake City that I wanted to try living in. So I signed up for Amazon because they would pay for you to move wherever you wanted. So I just kind of used them to move around and explore the country, which is definitely probably the most spontaneous thing I've done. Although I tend to be like Buffy, I just kind of, if I get an idea in my head, I just go off and start doing stuff. Which is how I ended up in Caesar's, the fountain at Caesar's Palace at 2 a.m. But that's a whole other story. So with that, I will turn it back over to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you. See,
I actually think we might be out of.
I think we have time for one more.
Okay.
okay, see, okay, can't remember your name, but
Okay, it's Brandy.
oh, Randy,
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and our honored guest out there. I was thinking about how spontaneous I've been in my life, And really, I haven't been very spontaneous. Which is interesting. I never really thought about it until now. But I am somebody who will join, or if I'm in a group and folks are like, jumping off a 5 foot, I mean, which sounds doesn't really sound that impressive, but like a 5 foot jump into the water, I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Like I'm a joiner and I'm a doer, and I will be a part of things, and I'll be the first person to go and raise my hand. But spontaneous is not a way I would describe myself. So in thinking about things that I have done though that are spontaneous, I guess the most spontaneous thing I probably did was elope with my husband.
Wow.
And the main reason was we didn't have any money and our families didn't have any money, and he needed health care and he didn't have health care, and I worked for the state and I had health care. So we were like, let's just get married. And then you can go to the doctor. And I didn't think that much of it. I was driving a coworker home and she said, what are you doing tonight? And I said, I'm getting married. And I just remember the look on her face. She was like, what? Really? And we went down to a local pub and we got together with a friend who had his reverend's certificate, and we had a pitcher of beer and we signed paperwork, and the rest is history. We've been married for 20-ish years, together for 25. So
Wow.
yeah, with that, I'll give it back to you. Table topics now.
Thank you, Brandy. Do you have any time for more table?
I think we're
I think
just
that-
out of time. Yep.
Yeah. What next? If January, feedback.
Yep.
Feedback, and I'll pass it off to the evaluator.
Sarah. Oh, look at this. All right. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody's candor on table topics. So with that, I will hand it off to Kim for the general. Oh,
Speech
Evaluator.
evaluator.
all right. Skipping a step. All right. Well, next we'll have Kathy evaluate Sean's icebreaker, and I'll turn it over to you, Kathy.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, specifically Sean. Sean, thank you so much for delivering such a splendid icebreaker full of candor with a way of breaking the ice and sharing a journey that was insightful about your life. I really appreciate the wisdom that you brought about the car accidents and recovery. As someone who has had a horrendous car accident, I can certainly identify with that. I love that you share different aspects about yourself. And the best part, I think, was the opening where you shared, you didn't necessarily share your nervousness. You said you were cold, but it was humorous in the fact that, you shook it off. It's a good way to break the ice, literally. And that's what you did. So that was I think that's the first time I've ever seen that in an icebreaker. You literally broke the ice with your hand motions, head, you just like you were getting ready to warm up for an athletic game. Really insightful. Now, for an icebreaker, there's really no critiquing per se, but if I had to give you any encouragement, it would be to continue to use your breathing techniques to relax and get yourself centered. So when you speak from the heart fluently, which you did. You didn't have notes. All of that was spot on. I would just add to that in terms of something you might want to consider doing just a little bit better is consider your hands. Your hands were in a position of holding themselves for a while. After you loosened up, your hands came out and we got to see the full spectrum of your speech in terms of the hand movements and hand gestures. So thank you so much for delivering that insightful, encouraging, uplifting, ice-breaking speech that gave us a journey through a little piece of your life. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. Now I'll get back to the correct order, and now I will call up Kim for the general evaluation.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters, again, fellow Toastmaster and our guest. It's been a long time since I've done a since I've done a general evaluation role, and I'm happy to do so because
He's not timed.
it's always nice to practice
2 to 3 minutes.
different roles and doing different things, which is exactly what most of us did today. I'll start off by saying that this is the second week in a row, maybe the third, that we've had everything set up. We literally had roles filled out, the technology is working. So that is very impressive for us, and I hope it continues because it's something that I know in the past we struggled with. So this is a great start, and it's going really well. I wanted to also share that it was awesome to see Sarah take on a new role. I think a bunch of people take on new roles.
Mhm.
And then also the new things that we started doing is clapping more. And that is another tradition that we just bringing back up. And I thought that was really great to see that happening. Lots of clapping, lots of energy in our meeting. Again, as a first, our icebreaker, we had a standing ovation. I don't know if that was something that we just did in general, but I like it, or just for the icebreaker, because I remember we did it also for Sarah last week. But I think that's great. If the speech itself touches you and feel, I think it's okay for us to come up here and stand and do a off of seat and do a standing ovation clapping. I thought that the icebreaker was great. It's good. I liked how you framed it too. I was thinking, like Kathy was saying, hearing your story and the way you started. The other thing I caught was I felt like you started kind of now, and then you kind of went back to the I like the idea that you started what was now, and then you let me tell you about how I came here. So that was interesting to me. I agree with Kathy's review. There's not a whole lot more. Kathy is a great feedback speech reviewer, and got to be candor. So yeah, always full of details, wordings, and just the way that her words flow and graces us. Every time she gives feedback, it's amazing. Other than that, I'm gonna wrap up with my general evaluation, and I'll call up on the role reports, and I'll ask first would be the grammarian. Justin, can you be that please?
Thank you, evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I have report to give to all of you. We have a tie for word of the day between Will and Kathy.
Wow.
There's the report.
No.
So I'll start with Will. He's Toastmaster. 3 word of the day. I have you with 5 ahs or ums, 1 and so, and 1 kind of. Some good word usage. A crazy one. Only take so many cornfields, and it won't make it. Referring to the Prius.
I like the Prius.
Moving on to Kim, 1 word of the day. I have you with 1 or or. So it's a single category there. And you had a repeat of Toastmaster and and you had 1 kind of. Good word usage. It happened in Vegas. Not thinking properly. Inebriated, lots of energy. Buffy, 1 word of the day. 3 ums or ers. Other one, you stumbled when you said could at one point. And then good word usage, reaction to the question. Leapt from life to life. Resonates with me, and a fanatic.
I said that.
Sarah, you had about 7 or so ahs or ums. And
Yeah.
so repeated spontaneously. 14, and I got a he also repeated. Good word usage, you studied abroad, communication science. And some,
Yeah.
and just word, yes, right, yes, so very good word usage there. Brandy, let's see, I have one or one of those three. One, you know. And then I have good word usage. You're a joiner, a part of things. Elope with your husband. The rest is history. Sean, I have you with one word of the day. 3 ers, you know, budget a little bit.
Wordish.
Wordish. And you kind of switched a his to a he at one point. Good word usage, not nervous, you're just chilly. That's a good image. Succinct, straight and narrow, out of your bubble. Head back in the game. Just Kate, riveting. And then Kathy, 3 word of the days, 2 you knows. You repeated a that's and a they. Separate times.
Me that you can hear those things.
Yeah.
And good word uses, reserve forces duty contract. That was a mouthful. You did good.
She's a professional.
I do too, and you had 3 things. You had I do to marriage, I do to something, I do to. Those are good mental images. Oh, and also 3 I do's. 3 I do's with those. A leap of faith, splendid, insightful, horrendous. Get your breathing centered and full spectrum. And that's all I had. Andrew, I didn't hear you say a little bit, so I didn't have anything for Andrew. With that, that's my report.
Thank you, Justin, for that full report,
Yeah,
very detailed, very
definitely.
thorough. Wanted to add, I forgot about this as part of my general, you don't have to time the general out, is I love the fact that there's some of us here.
Yeah.
It seems so full, a lot more light. So that's an encouragement that if possible, Andrew, be on site here with us, be part of the loudness, there was a word you used, but I forgot. But anyway, I'll transition and ask Buff here to give us the time to report.
You, Mr. Toastmaster. Greetings again, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests. As timer, I noticed I timed for table topics, Sarah at 2:02. Woo! So not quite within time, but close enough. Kim was 1:46, Kathy was 1:32, I was 1:37, Will was 1:39, and Brandy at 1:47. Sean's icebreaker was at 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Yes, within time. Kathy's evaluation of Sean was just 2 seconds over 2 minutes. And Kim's general evaluation was 2 minutes and 32 seconds. And I understood it was 2 to 3 minutes, and I didn't quite know how to do that, so I thought it was at 1 minute green, 2 minutes yellow, 3 minutes red.
I think it's 2 minutes green, 2.5 minutes yellow,
Okay.
3 minutes
Okay.
red.
It's not actually on here.
Oh,
So
it's the same as like for the
what is?
for the speech evaluator.
It's just individual, and so it should just say all evaluations should be within, in my opinion. I return it to you, Master. You are the evaluator. Yes.
Thank you for the
Master of
report.
tables.
Yes,
And
sir.
now it's time for me to turn it over to our president, who, or I guess without our president here, to our VP of Education. All right.
Nice job, everybody. Thank you, Will. First time Toastmaster. Good job. Pulled it off.
Yep.
Everybody pulled it off. First job, first time table topics. Nice job. You brought your own topic. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that was exciting. At least we got to think about it a little bit before too.
Mhm.
Got to see, you didn't have to be spontaneous for that. All right, well, do we want to fill out the roles? I think that's next on the agenda. Is to fill out the roles, if anybody knows if it looks like I'm gonna be gone next week, so,
I'll be gone next week too.
okay.
Okay.
So will I.
Oh,
Oh,
you're gone too, you said, Justin?
yeah, I got some
Wow.
meeting to go to.
I'll be on an airplane.
Justin.
Which means
Lucky.
someone needs to bring a laptop.
Oh,
Wish somebody be here with the laptop, yes,
I'll be here.
okay,
I can
With
bring
the
my
laptop?
laptop. I can bring my laptop.
awesome.
See if I'll have to come early to see if I can set it up right. It's been a while.
We just
You
pulled
want
the
to
t-
give your speech?
I found out we can't do this. The city won't allow
Mhm.
other people to use our systems.
Yeah, I could do my 15 to 20-minute speech if no one else has a speech.
Okay.
I don't want to be the hog, space hog.
Shall we end the meeting, Justin, so I can stop?
Oh, yes,
Oh.
that's probably a good idea.
Oh, Andrew, we have a guest. Andrew.
Oh, yeah. She'll ask Andrews.
Want to do that next? Okay. Well, Andrew, it's great to see you today and hear you. That's great. We got your phone figured out.
Yeah, really, yeah, real quick, if I could say something. Yeah, I definitely wanted to be. I've just kind of gotten over a cold that was kind of lingering, and I wasn't feeling very well, but I did want to take part in the meeting at least so I can learn from watching others. But I'll do the best to be with you next week, Thursday. There is a meeting on Thursday though. Did I understand correctly, or is it everybody's got something to do, or
It looks like so far 3 of us will be absent, but the rest of the group should be here.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, I understood. I'll do my best to be there on Thursday.
Okay, great.
Right?
Hey,
Unless you
thank
have a
you.
cold,
Thank you.
unless you're sick, then.
Oh
don't.
no, yeah, I should be, but it was just I just want to make sure I was okay, and I wasn't feeling very well. But thanks for I'll definitely do my best. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. All right. So we got a speech is Brandy.
Who would like to evaluate my speech?